Yo guys, what's going on? It's Pat. Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about the secret formula to consistency. I think this is pretty well known by now, but I have a lot of people asking me like, how do I be so consistent about things in my life? So I just thought I'd talk about it, and we'll just put it into 7 steps. Okay, keep it simple. So number one, start small and go steady. So there's no reason to have the whole cake at once. You can't have the cake without baking it, right? So you got to think of it like as like compound interest. So going steady is like 1% every single day consistently. So it's not just like 10% here, 5% here, 2% here. No, it's 1% every single day, 7 days a week, 5 days a week, just being consistent on a consistent basis and getting it done. That's the easiest way to achieve your goals and stay consistent is just do the same thing every single day. The best example is the gym. The best results you're going to see is an hour every day, 5 days a week, instead of 3 hours, 2 days a week, right? It's the consistent actions. Okay. So, on to the next one. Number two, emotional stability equals consistency. Okay. So let's talk about that. So, your emotions are going to fluctuate. How you feel is going to change, right? I mean, that's humans, right? We don't just live off of one emotion. Everything's going to heighten, it's going to lower, right? That's just how it goes. But your habits shouldn't. So going to the gym, eating right, meal prepping. Again, we're just using the gym as an example. But those shouldn't change just because your emotions, whatever's going on in your personal life, shouldn't affect what you need to do to achieve your goals in your work life, if that makes sense. Like you can't let your emotions dictate everything. So emotional stability will equal consistency. So if you can regulate your emotions, you're going to be fine because that shouldn't affect your day-to-day habits, okay? Number 3, make it a non-negotiable, okay? So you have to treat your habits like, again, brushing your teeth. You Everybody brushes their teeth twice a day, and if you don't, you should. Um, but it's got to be like that. It's got to be like applying deodorant. It's got to be just a habit. It's got to just be like the gym is like, oh, look at that. It's time to go to the gym. It's not like you have to force yourself to go. You might have to at first because it's gonna suck. Um, but eventually it becomes a habit where it's like, oh, it's time to go to the gym. And regardless of what's going on in your life, you just go. I mean, of course, stuff comes up, right? Where you can miss a day, but you don't get off track, right? You're like, oh, I missed yesterday. I have to go today. Bam. And you just go. It's just habit, right? Make it a non-negotiable when you're first starting out, just so you can get the habit and create it and just becomes a part of your daily routine at that point. So next one, 4, track your micro wins. So I actually have a notebook. It's nowhere near me, but I have a notebook. I just do bullet points, but I track my wins, like when I'm hitting a goal weight, or I lose a couple pounds, or I hit this like this level in my journey, my financial journey. It's like, oh, I hit a new level. I track it. I write it down. So if I'm down in life or I think I'm behind, I can go back to this notebook and look through. You have a stack, like a notebook. You have a stack of wins of like I went to the gym today. Right? That's a win. That's a kick-ass win. I got up and made my lunch. I didn't buy lunch. That's a win, right? So you write those down, and so when you're down on yourself, because you're gonna have those days, you come back to this notebook and you read through it. You're gonna have a stack of wins of from just days and days and days on ends where you've been consistent. So then when you can be like, oh, I'm actually doing great, and then it can get you back on track. I've definitely been there. Get a notebook, track your micro wins, track your daily wins. It's beneficial. Number 5, you need to simplify to amplify, right? So when things get too too complex, um, we lose motivation. So simplify your approach to stay consistent. Like break down your bigger tasks into smaller tasks to achieve the bigger tasks. Does that make sense? So do smaller steps. You don't have to do one huge step to get there. You can do a few, right? You don't have to do one big step. Some people can do the one big step. Like I'm one of those people. I have some friends that are not. They can't just do that big step and move on. Like they have to take the micro wins and they have to do a simpler approach to get to the big step. So and it's this and we arrive at the same place. Like if it doesn't work for you, like the big step, minimize it. Jesus, make the steps smaller, simplify it, make it easier for you. Number 6. So this kind of ties back into a one I said earlier. So automate your decisions. So it's kind of like your habits, right? So reduce the amount of so number 6, automate your decisions. So less choices, less choices in life. Because sometimes there's too many choices, you get overwhelmed and you don't make a choice. Have bam, boom, and then choose and just go. Like just like automate it. Don't There's no reason to have 100 different choices to do in life, or 100 different choices of bullshit. I don't even have an example, but it's like pick one and go for it. Um, so number 6, we're gonna do. It's called. So number 6 is automate your decisions. So I don't know about you guys, but me, if I've got like 10 choices to choose from, I get overwhelmed. I'm like, I just don't know what to pick, what's gonna be the best for me, and I just start overthinking it. But when there's less choices, when there's like 3, I can just be like, all right, cool, I'm picking this one and I'm just going, right? So less less thinking equals more doing. So there's no reason to give yourself so many options right now. Pick one and just run with it. And if it doesn't work out for you, pick the next one and run with it. There's no reason to have 50 million choices and you have to pick the right one right now, right? So let's do an example. So for example, we're going to do meal prep, right? Meal prep your week and plan your workout for the week. So when you don't have to worry about what you have to eat for lunch, and then you don't have to worry about what you're going to do during your workout. Yeah, everything's planned. You're just doing it, right? If that works for you, do it. It makes it easy. It's less thinking. You just action. Okay. Last but not least, surround yourself with accountability. This one's huge. It seems like 90% of the population can't be accountable for their own actions. I mean, shoot, myself included. I catch myself all the time. I'm like, oh, that was actually my fault. Or, just for example, right? So it's like, if you can't take accountability for your own actions and where you are in your life, you need to sit down and reevaluate who you are and what you need to do. 90% of the time, it's your own fucking fault. Excuse my language, but it is. It is your fault where you are. If whether that be good, whether that be bad, or where you're kind of just steady, it is your fault. If you want to be better. You can control your actions, right? You can control the action you're putting in. So whatever it is your fault. So, and you need to surround yourself with that. So you need to have people in your life that are good and then can take accountability for their actions. Because if you see someone else take accountability for your actions, for theirs, you're gonna want to do the same for yourself. That was today's vid. That was today. 7 steps on um being consistent. That's all it is. It is, and a lot of it really bleeds into each other. It's like it's just this one big thing, right? It's just consistency, and it just all bleeds together. It's not just like this is the answer. It just it's not like a bunch of little things. It's just like they're all kind of the same thing. So like I said, I've been having some people in my personal life talk to me about it. I've had some other questions on some other social medias as well. So I hope this helped, and hope you guys had a kick ass week. I know mine was good, and then I will see you guys soon. Have a good one.